Hey guys, this is Tamara. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the modus operandi, or the MO, of narcissistic abusers. And this is coming off of the heels of the previous videos that I've done on this topic that I will post in the description box for you below, where I talked about narcissism, victim syndrome, and then I also talked about some of their behaviors in addition to the impact and the traumatic impact on the brain. But in today's video, I'm going to highlight some things that you can do to identify a narcissistic abuser's MO. So let's go ahead and jump in. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. For all of you who are subscribed and participating, thank you so much. And for those who are new, I encourage you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stick around with us. And go ahead and also hit that bell button as well, guys. That way, every time I post a video, you'll be notified. I noticed that some of you email me and you're like, when did you post the most recent video? Part of that is because you haven't hit the bell button, so make sure you hit that bell button. And before we jump into the video, guys, let me go ahead and briefly introduce myself. My name is Tamara, and I'm an internationally and board certified trauma therapist, but I'm also a licensed mental health therapist in my own practice, where I specialize in treating children, adolescents, families, and adults who are struggling with childhood trauma. Let's go ahead and jump in. The first thing that I suggest that you do to help you identify the MO of the narcissistic abuser is clearly research their behaviors, okay? Clearly research their behaviors. What you want to do is not just go to friends. You don't want to not just go online to, forums and message boards and talk about what's going on. You want to actually research this information, and you can do that at your local library. Once coronavirus gets pushed out of the way a little bit more under control, you can go back to the library and do some research. You can also go online to places like PubMed. I'll put it right over here, PubMed. You can also go to places like the National Institute of Mental Health. Here's their logo. You can go to different places online that are reputable, even Medline Plus, I think it is, or Medline. You can go there as well and get information. You want to find credible and legitimate information and sources, even YouTube clips, guys, like the one that you're watching today. You want to go ahead and find those kind of resources so that you can properly educate yourself. The number one step to gaining control of the situation is by getting reputable and legitimate information. Otherwise, you're just going to get information that's not clinical, and you might get information that's a little bit biased or slanted or not complete. So it's really good to clearly research the individual's behaviors. All right, that's number one. Number two, in order to identify their mode of operation, you want to be able to identify their manipulation tactics. You want to be able to identify what kind of manipulation tactics they are using. Are they stonewalling? Are they gaslighting? Are they using defense mechanisms? Are they compensating, right? Are they displacing their emotions onto me? What's going on here? Are they trying to create a smear campaign? Are they trying to build evidence that I am not credible? You want to be able to identify what specific manipulation tactic they are utilizing so that you can get ahead of them, stop the cart from rolling down the hill the wrong way. Because once it gets going, they're going to be glad it's going, because they're going to be looked at as the victim. I talked about triangulation in this video right up here, and I walk you through an activity to kind of help you conceptualize it. But in that video, I also discuss what a triangulator does. And an individual who's a narcissist is most likely to utilize triangulation to trap you. So it's good to figure out, what form of manipulation are they trying to utilize, and how can I get ahead of this? You want to think your way through the relationship until you can get away from them. All right. The next thing is, once you recognize relational chaos, you want to stay out of it. Don't go back into it to try to get revenge. Don't go back into it to see if anything better can happen. Don't go back into it because you miss that person. You want to be able to control your decision making and your emotions. It's really hard to break up. Breakups are tough. And not only are they tough, sometimes they are unwanted. And not only unwanted, but sometimes they come out of the blue. You didn't expect that you two would have to separate. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to hold on to that person just because you don't want to let go or you can't let go, right? Because it doesn't mean they're healthy for you. So once you recognize their chaos and how they behave and what they're likely to do and do again and again and again, you want to stay out. The more times you go back into that situation and come out and then go back in and come out, now you're creating a limbo type of a situation where that person, that narcissist, is going to expect you to do that every time. And so you're creating a new dynamic. You're creating a new relational pattern that is going to create a new kind of trauma in your world. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. The next thing is regain your resilience and strength. And the best way to do this is to become educated. So you want to self-teach, right? You want to self-teach yourself, or you want to teach yourself, I should say, some things about narcissistic abuse or narcissism victim syndrome. Go ahead and put it into Google and educate yourself. The next thing that you want to do is talk with friends and family who know you very well and ask them, have you seen anything that you didn't like? You know, what's your thoughts about this person? Am I behaving differently? Like, do I look happy? Do I not? Go to them because they know you the best. They know you the most, right? So it's okay to go to them and say, you know, we're having some issues. I'm not really sure how to perceive this. Can you help me? I just need somebody to listen, to give me advice, right? Go to your friends and family. The other thing is get psychotherapy. This is the best way to build strength and resilience. Psychotherapy is, you know, a psychotherapist not only sitting and listening, but also educating you and supporting you and giving you resources and direction. Not all therapists are that way. My approach, however, tends to be the observer. And sometimes I'm really laid back and really calm, and I'm observing and piecing things together in my mind and in my heart about my client, my patient. But I'm also the one who will switch positions when I need to, and I will offer you guidance. And as I'm doing in my YouTube world, in my videos, I give you guys information, and I give information to my clients, my patients. So the best way to kind of heal and build strength and resilience is to find a therapist that can hear you out long enough to figure out how to help you get through the maze of chaos that you may feel like you were in. Okay, and so these are a few ways that you can manage, you know, the individual. You can learn their MO. How do they operate? These are a few ways to get you a little bit closer to managing this person in your world. Thank you so much for being with me today, guys, in this video. I encourage you to give it a thumbs up if it was helpful, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stick around with us, and that bell button as well. And I will see you in the next video. We're going to talk about attachment trauma, but then I'm also going to bring a couple of other things in. We have I think we have like a long list of really awesome topics. I'll put it right over here for you so you can see it. And I think you guys are going to like all of these topics. I'm really excited. I don't get too excited about much of anything. So when I get excited, that's probably a good sign. I'm really excited about starting out in 2021 with a deeper focus on these particular topics. So stick around for those, guys. And I welcome your suggestions in the comments section below. Thank you so much again. I'll see you soon. Bye.